Hey, what is up, guys? It's Brennan here, and today we're going to be comparing SumUp versus Square, which is the better point of sale platform when it comes to you and your small business. Now, of course, both of these payment platforms, both Square and SumUp, do offer a wide variety of different types of credit card readers, processors, point of sale hardware, as well as point of sale software. So that's what we're going to be diving into here in today's video. But before we dive into things, of course, I do want to mention if you do want to sign up with either SumUp or Square, you can go ahead and check out the links down below in the video description. Again, some of which are affiliate links, which is a great way to help out and support the channel. Without ado, let's go ahead and dive into comparison. So again, Square and SumUp both do have a variety of different types of point of sale products. Now, both of them tend to cater to people that are just getting started with their business, small business owners that are just getting started, brand new beginners, or even if you are looking to slightly scale up over time, they both do have solutions for that as well. But they really are catered to smaller scale size businesses and people that maybe haven't even ever run a business before. That's really where SumUp and Square both definitely cater to a lot in terms of their overall marketing and their product offerings. Now, Square and SumUp both do have, again, like I said, a variety of solutions. We're going to be getting into the pricing in just a moment, as well as comparing some of the different card reader options. Now, in terms of the types of businesses that might be well suited, like I already mentioned, startups, people just getting started with business. In terms of the types of businesses, so SumUp does service a variety of different types of businesses, such as restaurants, retail, salons, and spas. Square does also service those types of businesses, such as restaurants, and a variety of different types of restaurants. You also have retail with, a variety of different types of retailers, as well as beauty. And Square does also service the services industry as well. Maybe if you're in the professional services, health and fitness, or maybe even if you are an appointment-based business as well, Square does do that quite well as well. Now, in terms of the overall pricing, because I know a lot of you guys are comparing them, like, hey, what does the pricing actually look like? How do you get started? So as you can see here, even with SumUp, they do have in-person transactions as well as online and manual entry. Now, this does vary depending on the industry that you're in, potentially. Most people are going to get these types of rates with SumUp. Again, and these pricing, transactions are all subject to change. That's accurate as in the making of today's video. So with SumUp, it's that 2.6% plus 10% when a card is present, and online and manual entry is 3.5% plus 15 cents. If you compare that over to Square, in terms of their pricing, we'll look at the monthly plans in just a moment. I'm just looking at here in terms of the processing fees. So the in-person processing fee for Square is that 2.6% plus 10 cents per transaction. So essentially exactly the same there for in-person transactions. So they are the same as far as processing fees. And in terms of online, Square is slightly cheaper. As you can see here at that 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. That would be if you have an online store or e-commerce setup, or if you are, setting up just an online transaction where a customer makes a purchase. You also have the manual entry, which does line up more with the manual entry is in line with SumUp there. Again, because Square does offer the ability to do an e-commerce store as well, whereas SumUp doesn't really have that solution. They're more just focused on in-person businesses, as well as, the online would be if maybe they place some sort of online order. It's not exactly the same, though, as a full-fledged e-commerce store, just by comparison. But the manual entry would be essentially the same price there, manually entering a customer's card details. And then they both do also have invoicing as well. So Square does have invoicing with their 3.3% plus 30 cents per transaction, and invoicing for SumUp would be that online rate. So in comparison, they both do have, again, point of sale systems, card readers, business accounts. Square does also have that as well. They do have their hardware with their point of sale hardware, as well as an online store. Now, I'd say that Square does have more variety of different types of software available within their system that you can add on. Square does also offer payroll for businesses if you want to add on payroll. They do also have that as well if you do want to add that on in the future. So you do have a little bit more flexibility there. Now, SumUp does offer the banking and business account. That's a newer feature for SumUp, so they do also compete there on the business account. So you can do that on either one with SumUp or with Square. But really one of the biggest comparisons I did want to touch on is the initial startup cost, right? Beyond the transaction fees, because those are fairly similar. really with SumUp or with Square as well, is the actual card reader setup. So in terms of what the pricing looks like for SumUp when you're looking to get started with their point of sale solutions, and as you can see here, the invoicing is slightly cheaper with SumUp. So if you are looking to just do invoicing as well, you might save a little bit of money there on SumUp. So as you can see, there's the SumUp invoicing price, that 2.9% plus 15 cents. So in terms of the actual point of sale products and what that looks like, if you're going to be getting started with SumUp, the point of sale hardware looks like this, right? You have the little dip chip, card readers, fairly similar really across a lot of the companies. And you're just going to have that device cost and then no monthly cost if you're just looking to get started with the hardware to process payments in your business. And all you have to pay is, again, there's no contracts either. There's no extra fees or anything else. As you can see here, there's no binding contracts with them. So as you can see here, you can get started with the free SumUp app to accept payments, and you're just going to pay that one fee there to process payments. And as you can see here, it's the SumUp Plus. They also have the SumUp Solo and the SumUp Solo printer bundle. So you could compare, maybe learn more about each of the different products. Not going to be diving into too much there in terms of all the specifics in the nitty gritty between each of the different point of sale credit card transaction. So in terms of, actually processing credit cards, these are the card readers that they offer. Point of sale is a little bit different. We'll be getting into that in just a moment. But if you're going to be processing credit card transactions in person, that's what it looks like. Now, by comparison, Square, on the other hand, in terms of processing credit cards, they do have it a little bit cheaper where you can actually get started for free with their Square reader for MagStripe. So this is a very basic credit card reader, but you're able to actually get started with that completely for free, whereas with SumUp, you will need to purchase one of their products here in order to actually get started. So if that's a barrier to entry to you, then maybe Square would be better for you if you're looking to get started completely for free. Whereas SumUp, you do need to at least purchase the credit card reader. Now, and obviously the SumUp credit card readers, these are much more capable than just a simple Square reader for MagStripe, but that is something worth mentioning. More comparable products would be like the Square reader for contactless and chip. That's also more comparable price-wise as well, but you can get the first reader free there. Now, in addition to, one other nice thing about Square is they do also offer contactless payments with your phone, so you don't need any hardware. So you can do this on iPhone and on Android. Now, you'll have to read into specifically if you have the right device, because some devices maybe are too old, they don't have that capability. So as long as your device is more recent within the last few years, you should be able to do this on your phone. But I would read into, what specific model phone you have, or what device you plan on using, or what phone you want to use to process the payments. But for most people, if it's a relatively newer phone, you should be able to do the tap to pay, and then you don't even technically need any hardware as well to take the contactless payments with your phone on Square. So you don't even need to purchase any actual credit card reader hardware. Now, getting into the point of sale side of things, because that's a little bit different than just credit card readers, which are more basic. You're just going to pay the transaction fees once you get that credit card reader, and then it goes into their software. Again, SumUp has the same setup really as Square. But one thing in terms of where SumUp does differ beyond their credit card readers is if you're looking at going into point of sale beyond just processing credit card transactions and sales within your business. If you're going to be going into the full-fledged point of sale systems within SumUp, they do have a monthly fee, and that is on their point of sale Connect plans. So these are much more advanced plans if you do want, more marketing in line with everything, a customer database, if you want to be able to do like email marketing, customer rewards, or even SMS marketing, email promotions. These are extra add-ons, and these are a monthly cost if you do want actual point of sale system with SumUp beyond just the credit card readers, right? So with Square, on the other hand, you can just purchase the point of sale hardware such as the Square kiosk and stand and register, as well as the, obviously the terminal is still a credit card reader, essentially. But if you do want a Square register, as well as the Square stand kiosk, they do have financing available for that, but you can also just purchase it outright. It's going to be a bit more expensive, especially a Square register, as you can see here, is up to almost $800. So that is a cost you do have to consider there if you are going to be buying a register and things like that. But they do also have financing available, so you don't necessarily have to pay that all up front. Whereas with SumUp, they kind of bundle that point of sale hardware with their software, so you're actually getting the point of sale system, and as you can see here, includes standard point of sale hardware and software. So they combine that in one fee, and you can choose between the Connect Lite, Connect Plus, or Connect Pro, depending on what makes the most sense for you and your business, depending on how much advanced marketing you need for your business, depending if you're more basic or you need that full loyalty program. Whereas Square, on the other end, you're going to be purchasing that separately. And then if you want the loyalty program and things like that, you're going to be paying more a la carte with Square, whereas you see text message marketing is separate, email marketing is separate. And these are all extra monthly fees. Loyalty programs. So all those extra fees that you're going to have, the monthly costs might end up being fairly comparable. When you're looking at, loyalty program, you're looking at the certain advanced access features. They would be more comparable at that point. So it's, as well as the plus potentially, depending on, the advanced features, you might end up spending more money potentially depending on your a la carte plan with Square versus an all-in-one price with SumUp. So it does depend. You also have to consider the hardware side of things as well, that you are getting included with SumUp. So that's something to compare there. You can get a demo with either company as well to see maybe which might be a better fit for you, whether it be Square or SumUp. But those are the main differences here between the two platforms. Ultimately, if you're looking to just get a basic credit card reader, it is pretty simple with SumUp. And the nice thing too that a lot of people do like about SumUp compared to Square is the fact that it does come with its own connectivity device. So especially on the SumUp Solo, is that it works as well with free unlimited mobile data. So you're not necessarily tied to Wi-Fi in case the Wi-Fi does go out. You can still process transactions. Whereas with Square, that's not necessarily the case with a lot of the other entry-level setups with them. So that is something worth considering there in terms of connectivity, depending on if maybe you're more in a rural environment. As well as comparing maybe the pricing. If you need a full-fledged restaurant kit or certain terminal stands and point of sale systems, the a la carte might end up costing you more with Square versus SumUp has a more all-in-one pricing. It might be better for your business budgeting. Just does depend on, what kind of scale and level you're at. If you're looking to get started completely for free, you don't want to spend any money other than processing fees, then Square might really be the better solution for you, and you can always scale up later. And maybe the a la carte method makes more sense for you because you can add on things over time as you need them. But if out the gate you're going to need a more advanced setup, it just really depends on what makes the most sense. Maybe try each of them out. You can contact their sales team as well, or, check out the links down below in the video description if you want to sign up for a free demo or free account with either of them. They are both good options when it comes to, taking payments, processing payments in your business. Again, a lot of people do use Square as well as SumUp. It really just depends on sort of the pricing structure that you want to go with, as I've explained in this video clearly. As you can see, there is quite a little bit of a difference between SumUp and Square, and really they do service pretty similar businesses. So ultimately the choice is yours. Again, if you guys found this video helpful, again, comparing Square and SumUp or SumUp versus Square, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway guys, that was all for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.